Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you didn't know, my name is Megan and I am the witch here around the cauldron. Come sit for a spell and join me as we talk about witchcraft, polytheism, and the intersection of magic and mundane. Today's video is kind of a personal one for me, and I wanted to do something for my birthday for myself. And a lot of that is going to play into the part that I'm getting older and I am now 30. One thing that's always been a struggle for me my entire life is the idea of self-love and self-care. If I'm being entirely honest, my confidence in myself has always been lacking, and I was bullied as a kid, which I'm sure a lot of us were, or if you're a kid or in high school, you might be experiencing that now too. But anyway, today I wanted to create an altar to myself, an altar where I can go and get the love of myself that I need. Because let's be honest, if I am not feeling it for myself, if I am just so down and low, as often happens because of my mental health, I'm really no good to anybody else. You can't pour from an empty cup. So for me, having a space to really ritualize my own self-care and cultivate my self-love has become more important to me as I get older. And you might think like, oh, well, that's really selfish, using your magic and your witchcraft to better yourself. But you know what? That's okay. That is perfectly fine. I have some thoughts on the idea that you can't use witchcraft for personal gain, but that's not this video. So we're gonna create, or I'm gonna create, and I'm gonna bring you with me, a self-love altar. An altar dedicated to myself, a space for me to go to when I need a bit of a pick-me-up, and just a place to feel loved and beautiful on my own terms. And this is an obligatory disclaimer that witchcraft is not a substitution for mental health treatment or any other sort of medical or psychological assistance. Always seek the help of a medical or psychological professional when you have that option available to you, and do not rely solely on witchcraft and magic. So before we get into actually creating the altar and hearing some more of my thoughts on the idea of self-love within witchcraft, I want to give a special thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Ana Luisa. And honestly, this is the perfect sponsor for today's type of video because I am going to be charging some jewelry for self-love and to really play to my strengths. Honestly, I'm really excited to be working with Ana Luisa for this video. I've been trying to wear more jewelry of my own because jewelry is, one, it's really easy to charge for witchcraft, but also it's one thing that makes me feel special and it makes me feel beautiful and loved whenever I wear it. So what better type of object to include on a self-love altar than some beautiful pieces of jewelry to remind me every time I wear them that I am worthy and I have value. So Ana Luisa is a sustainable jewelry brand, and we all know I am all about being sustainable and supporting sustainable business as much as I can when I need to do some shopping. Ana Luisa hits on a lot of ethical points for me too as a consumer. All of their gold is 100% recycled. Their diamonds are lab grown, which is a bonus because they don't have to rip into the earth to mine the diamonds. And they have an audit chain for all of their suppliers and manufacturers to ensure that everyone is paid a fair wage, labor laws are followed, and people are treated like people. All of their packaging is recyclable as well, and they're a carbon neutral company. So these snake earrings that I'm wearing today are going to have a permanent place on my self-love altar because of what snakes represent for me, and they're definitely going to do well being charged to play to my strengths. Another thing that's also going to have a home on my self-love altar is this beautiful, dainty little heart necklace that has some diamonds in it. It is a reminder to myself that it's okay to be fragile and vulnerable, and that there is beauty even in the most dainty of people. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I charge these beautiful pieces of jewelry. And right now, Ana Luisa is having their Black Friday sale. Everything on their website is 20% off. So make sure you check the link in the description and do some shopping for your family, your friends for the holiday season, or even if you want to just treat yourself and be a little selfish, that's okay. And once again, thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Creating a self-love altar is an act of self-love in itself. It's a deliberate action, setting time aside to focus on myself and my needs. A self-love altar should be a place that I'm happy to visit. It should bring me joy and peace, or at the very least, a smile to my face. It can be hard to love ourselves when we're faced with constant messages of not being good enough, never being enough, or needing to fix something before we're perfect. It can also be very difficult to set time aside for yourself if you're like me and you wear many different hats throughout the day. Usually, I'm a mom first. I'm a partner first. I'm an employee first. It's hard to set that time aside during my regular day when I'm inundated with to-do lists and emails and constant messages from everyone, everywhere. So I'm choosing the objects for my self-love altar with care. Everything has a purpose and a use, and everything brings a smile to my face and reminds me of the importance of this space. The pink cloth is the color of self-love, a soft love meant as a gentle reminder that I am good enough. A crystal dish, a reminder that I am fragile and breakable, yet absolutely beautiful and worthy of care. A glass candle holder, a transparent vessel for the flame that burns for myself in my heart. Rose petals, because I deserve beautiful things. This altar space is a reminder to me that even when times are hard, even when I'm staring down the black cloud of my depression, there was a time when I cared enough to put this together. It's a reminder in the darkness, a beacon of hope and love to pull me from the self-hatred into the warmth of self-love. It is a gift from present me to future me when she needs it most. I am a better person when I love myself. I am a better mother when I love myself. And I am a better partner when I love myself. I am more compassionate, more patient, and more empathetic. Making use of the things that I have created is important to me, and the self-love oil is no different. Candles anointed with scents that remind me to love myself, that make me smile and make me happy. Roses and patchouli, oils on my fingers, bringing that scent into my mind as a reminder of the time that I spent putting this together for myself. Pieces of jewelry staying on the self-love altar as charms to charge and wear when I need a bit of a pick-me-up. Green aventurine, golden snakes, and a diamond heart. I'll add to this and take away depending on what I feel I need. So I'm gonna charm my jewelry now. And I'm using my own self-love oil blend. A few drops for each piece of jewelry will do, a pass through some incense, and a charm said with closed hands. Anything can be added to a self-love altar. A bit of nail polish in your favorite color to paint your nails later. Leave it sit on the self-love altar for a couple of hours and soak up the energy and the love that you have put into this space. Take a moment every day, every evening, and give yourself the attention you deserve. No one will love you like you do, with your full heart and your full soul. This is a space for reflection, a space to remind yourself that you are worthy, that you're valuable, and that you're loved. That is what this space means for me. That is what this time set aside for myself means to me. My worth, my value, and my love. Whenever I have a need or a desire, the jewelry placed on this altar can be taken and worn for a few hours, for a few days, or just for a little bit as a physical, tangible reminder to love myself. When I'm having a rough go, I can fiddle with the jewelry. Even these snakes. And if you've been here for a minute, you will know that I really love snakes. But snakes are a reminder of the power of transformation, and that through hard work and growth, old things die and we shed our skin, metaphorically for us humans, to expand ourselves and be better people, to learn to love ourselves in the moment as we are. I've been using this self-love altar for just a few days now, and I have to tell you that it is making a difference. And I'm someone that struggles with my mental health, and a lot of it is tied in with my self-image and my self-confidence. I have a history of bullying. You know, I wasn't the cutest kid, but you know, there's deeper stuff that goes into why my self-confidence and why my self-love is low. And I'm not going to get into it here because it's really personal, but creating this self-love altar and being sure that I set time aside for myself, even if it's just 10 seconds in the morning to stand there, take a couple of deep breaths, and put some jewelry on, it's making the world of a difference. And it's going to be a practice that I'm going to continue. And a lot of people might think, you know, that it's selfish to create an altar for yourself. And that might be true. It is selfish of me to create a space where I can worship myself in a sense, where I can give myself the honor and the value and the time that I need. But what is so wrong with being selfish, especially when you need it most? You know, I do so much through the day and I wear so many different hats that oftentimes I forget about my own hat. I forget to put my hat on and be the bad witch that I know that I am, because everybody else needs me. Everyone else needs me to make their breakfast, or make sure that backpacks are ready, or that, you know, the house is clean, or that the bills are paid. You know, that's that's all my responsibility, and that's fine. And, you know, if there was any issue that I ever had, things could change. Giving myself this space, it's in my room, it is in an area where I will see it regularly, several times a day. It's been life-changing. And that sounds very dramatic, but the feeling I have when I can go into my room, stand in front of an altar I created for myself when I had a moment for myself to remind myself that I am worth it and that I have value and that I am enough, regardless of any of the messages that I receive from society as a femme presenting person. It's amazing. And I recommend setting up a self-love altar for yourself if it's something that you struggle with. And anyone can set up a self-love altar. And I am here to tell you that yes, it is helping me. It is doing amazing things for my mindset. And for me, personally, shifting my mindset is the most important part, because logically, I know I have value. Logically, I know I am loved by many people, and I know I'm worth it, and I know I am enough. But emotionally, because of baggage that I carry and trauma that I have endured, that's where this is playing a bigger role. It is blending together that logical part of me and that emotional part of me that are disconnected. So I can take time and put my favorite lipstick on my altar before I get ready to record a video, for example, and charge it with the intention and energy of speaking from my heart, letting the words that cross my lips speak the words that are true in my heart. Hell, I could even put my favorite book on my self-love altar as a reminder to myself to spend time doing the things that I enjoy. Anything can go on a self-love altar if it's something that's important to you. Anything can be charged on a self-love altar if it's something that's important to you, or if it's something that you carry throughout the day. I know not everyone wears jewelry, and that's okay, but maybe keep your car keys on your self-love altar. And you know, you carry those with you whenever you leave the house, so carry them with you, and at the same time, charge them at your altar so that you can carry that love with you wherever you go. There are so many options and so many different things that you could do to personalize a sacred space for yourself, to sit with yourself and love yourself. And now that I have done this once, I'm not going back. It's going to be a permanent part of my daily practice. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you. I hope it inspired you in some way, or at the very least, if you're struggling with things like this, I hope it made you feel less alone, because I know how lonely it can feel. Let me know if you create a self-love altar for yourself. Leave that in the comments below. And again, thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video and really giving me a bit extra for my self-love altar. Don't forget, they're having their Black Friday sale, so definitely treat yourself if that's something that you're interested in, or get a gift for a family member, and maybe give it a little bit of a boost of self-love for yourself. It's okay to treat yourself. Again, that link is going to be in the description below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video.